everybody? Welcome to the EZPZ Podcast. I'm your co-host, D Bizzle and the Hizzle. With me is Shawnee J.
What up, what up? And with us is Nick Gandy.
How's it going, y'all?
So 5 and 5 Alive, the tickets just went up again. They keep doing like this weird $5 increment tier thing. But I got my ticket at 25, so I'm set. 2 days. The lineup was released on, what, Tuesday?
Yeah, this past
the
week.
6th, yeah, so
this
Tuesday. What do you guys think about it overall?
It's alright.
Headliners.
What I expected.
Or Iodo. And the Floozies. And then a third one to be announced, which I think it was actually really smart of Dan to, like, when we were all texting about it, because we got this group text for this show, you know. Dan said something like, dude, if the third headliner was top notch, they would have said something right off the bat.
No, that makes sense.
So it's going to be someone like pretty alright, because they're above Snails and like G. Jones and Filibuster, who's pretty good. He always plays Iowa shows. But yeah, if it was anyone real crazy, they would already announce that shit.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Snails. I saw him at Decadence in Denver for New Year's, and it was like at the perfect time to see something like that, like super bumpy, crazy loud kind of stuff. At least the remix I have of his on my computer is like super loud, and it was like right when we needed, because when we got there we were all pretty sober. Like just got our first beer, and it was like 9 or 10 p.m. We're just like, hell yeah.
Have you guys seen Filibuster live?
I've never, no, like, so like 5 and 5 Alive is the festival, which I don't really know much about at all.
He opens a lot in Iowa City. He did play 515 last year, and I was super faded, but somehow I got his number. I checked my phone the day after. Yeah, straight up. I've never sent him a text or anything, but I do remember I was just chilling with him after something. I think the whole thing was done, and we were just chilling at some like after show, and I was shooting the shit with him. And I got locked in his number, I guess, but nothing ever happened.
So is he from Iowa City then?
No, I don't know where he's from, but he always like opens, or he does headline shows at Blue Moose in Iowa City. Yeah, I don't really know. And then he always is like a few tiers down the list on smaller festivals, electronic music festivals in the Midwest area. And I've seen him, I want to say in Colorado, open up for some people. But he always has a good live show. It's not usually my style of music, but I always fuck with his shows.
Nice.
What do you think about the lineup, Nick?
I'm not really familiar with a lot of them. I've seen Iodo before because they were at Forest. Fuck yeah. But
what do you think about that set? I thought it was perfect. It was like right when the sun's setting. It was like one of the first days of EF. Sun was setting. Like we're all just got to the Forest having a good time, and he just comes on, or they just come on stage and just kill it. Great performance. That's the main thing I remember.
I do like their shit. I mean, do you guys have any recommendations of any of these people that I should be listening to? Because
Snails is sick. That's who I'm like most excited for. Like,
I'm surprised they aren't headlining. I mean, Iodo's pretty big, but Snails has blown up so much in the past year, I would say.
Looks like their fourth build. So we've got Iodo, the Floozies, then the headliner that hasn't been announced, which they just said on their Facebook group today that they're going to announce at the end of the month, beginning of May. So I don't know why it's such a big span of time. Like that'll be like 3-4 weeks. Like if it's huge,
that's strange.
That's gonna be I mean, I want to just like get hyped and be like, oh, it's gonna be huge, but it doesn't matter really who it is unless it's like somebody I actually know, because I don't really care. I'm going for this like experience. I love how it's like at the Des Moines, like what's that called, Sculpture Garden, or
it's right by the library.
Western Gateway Park.
Western Gateway.
I love it. I loved it last year.
Yeah, the surroundings and how they set it all up, blocked everything off. It was
it was just. I like how there was like the stages were set up last year. They had the silent disco, which one of my friends, well, sort of friends, I guess, Wade. His name's 808 Wade on here. He's on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th tier, but he's first build on there. It looks like B.O. Wade. Anyway, he owns the Anytime Fitness I go to, and he's cool as fuck. And he did the silent disco last year, and that was like the most fun I had, because I ran into some people from Grimes and some other friends I hadn't seen in a while, and I was just like, get in here, come on. And I got them to come in, like, what was that called? Like the jungle gym? What's that like circular thing that kids climb on? Because that's what they were playing in. It was weird.
Shit, I don't even remember.
Like the dome that like have infinite monkey bars. Okay, so listeners probably can imagine just from being kids like what I'm talking about. They played in the middle of a giant one of those, so people were just like climbing in. It was cool.
That's sick.
So like I said, Iodo is gonna be sweet.
I saw them in Iowa City. It was a fun time.
Okay.
I mean, this was about 2-3 years ago. They aren't really my jam, but I had friends going, so I did hit them up.
Yeah, I'm just really excited for my gym leader Wade. He doesn't know for sure when he's gonna play, but he's pretty sure he's gonna play on Saturday, which is like the main day. Like I'm gonna have lots of fun on Saturday. Friday I'm gonna tone it down a bit, but the floozies I need to get into them and give them a shot because everyone won't shut up about them.
I've never heard them.
Have you guys heard of them? But I've never checked them out. I'll be totally honest.
Me neither, but online with like the event page and stuff, people just won't shut up about the floozies. No one's really talking about Yodo, no one's really talking about anyone, but like I've seen some snails. I mean, I know you're talking about Filibuster, or Busta, but the floozies, I mean, gotta give them a chance.
Apparently they were supposed to headline last year, but it just fell through.
Oh, cool.
According to my inside sources.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Tay.
Yeah.
Run them jewels fast, run them jewels fast, run them, fuck the slow-mo.
The biggest lineup easily that was announced this week is 8035.
Shit.
Holy shit. Run the Jewels, like, they just had pictures. It didn't even say who it was. I just saw a white dude and a black dude, Fat Killer Mike, and, like, LP with his shades and his his baseball cap on. I was like, oh, fuck.
That's awesome.
Because I absolutely loved Run the Jewels 2 that came out last year. It was one of my favorite albums of the year.
So
they're going to kill it.
Now that you know it's Run the Jewels, did you go back to the video and see if they had any clues for Run the Jewels?
Yeah, I watched the clue video, and it was stupid for Run the Jewels. It was an L and a P on a poster behind them. So LP is half of Run the Jewels. And they were like, that's enough. Did you watch it at all? Okay.
Yeah, I watched
so it was
it.
A guy.
I picked up Weezer.
Okay.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
That was super cool, though. How, like, they actually followed through with Weezer.
Fuck yeah.
That's going to be fun to see some of those old songs. I'm not really into Weezer, like, episode 0.1 that Dan and I recorded that will never be released. I kind of shit on Weezer a little bit, and I really have no reason.
You didn't even wipe, you just shot on. I'm just gonna poop right here and not wipe.
Oh God. Dude, I dig Weezer a lot. I've always have. I mean, I listened to them a lot when I first started getting into that type of music, and then stopped for years, and then got back into them around like Hurley or something.
Okay.
But I've always dug them. I've never really had something that...
Whatever, drop the mic, RTJ, Run the Jewels, motherfucker. They are going to kill it. They're going to play right before Weezer, and no one's even going to fucking care about Weezer except for you, Nick. No,
I'll be the one guy in the crowd.
Yeah.
Everybody will leave after that.
Have you guys listened to Rome Fortune at all?
No, so...
I was repping him hard as soon as it came out. I was surprised.
That was the only person you boosted on that list.
Okay, because he's the only person I feel like that I'm a fan of that no one's heard of on the list. Honestly, like Rome Fortune... He's like fairly known, I would say, in the circle he surrounds. But yeah, I definitely fuck with a lot of the people he works with. Chris McClenny, who's on Solection, remixes a bunch of his tracks. One of his tracks he remixes is Get the Guap. Another one is 5 Second Rule. Both I like better than the originals, but the originals are still good. So free download on SoundCloud for anybody who wants to copy that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chris McClenny, I think it's on his SoundCloud though, not Rome Fortune's, but I'm sure you can find it.
Does Rome Fortune like mess with SoundCloud a lot? Upload like tons of tracks?
He puts all his tracks. He's a rapper.
So, he is.
Yeah. But he fucks with a lot of producers that I fuck with, and he even had fucking Bass Nectar produce one of his tracks on, I want to say, his last album. It wasn't a song I got into, but I was surprised that Bass Nectar produced one of his tracks.
I mean, when that came out and you said Rome Fortune's who you're crazy about, that's instantly something that went at the top of my list to check out before 8035. Wilco, I mean, not really like my kind of music, not really into him. The thing about them is he made a guest appearance on one of the last episodes of Parks and Rec, which I just finished. So like as soon as I saw their picture on 8035.com or whatever it is, I was like, oh shit, Wilco. That's weird because, like I said, he did that guest spot and he was funny. But, that's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, Wilco's, whatever. They're headlining Friday night, so that's the night, like I said. Same with that 8035. Friday night is just not the night I'm going to go hard at.
When's Rome Fortune playing?
Rome Fortune closes out Friday night, so.
Closes out?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I don't know about that.
No, it goes up. He's opening.
Oh, it goes up?
Yeah, it goes up. He's opening. He's the first guy playing on Friday.
Oh yeah, Canby's on the list. Super Solid from Iowa, I believe. He opened for the MB Core. in 2009 when I saw the MV Core at Vaudeville, and he was just really down to earth, like singer-songwriter type music. I'm excited for him. Talib Kweli, who's that guy?
He opened up for Macklemore, and I'm gonna massacre his name too. I want to say it's Talib Kweli, but I'm white. I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Is he one of the people that opened up for Macklemore then at Wells Fargo?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I've either seen him or I know he like comes up all the time online.
All right. With that, everybody should go to both these festivals. Well, festivals, quotation mark. I guess 8035 is kind of big. 515.
8035 is $59 now. I like for pre-sale. I think it's gonna be like $79 at the door.
Yeah, it's 40 a day. I'm pretty sure.
45.
45.
Yeah, if you just buy your tickets.
I mean,
the day, which is still pretty alright.
Yeah, I would just go to both for $14 more.
Yeah.
But and then 515 Alive started at $20 for pre-sale. I picked them up at $25. I missed the 20. Went to 30. I know some people that picked them up at 30. I think Lydia did. And then they sold out $35 ones yesterday. Now they're at 40. So $40 for 2 days is kind of a lot. But you two jack-offs had plenty of opportunities to get them low. So
and still $40 or whatever. Even if it goes up 60 for 2 days, that's $30 a day. That's cheap as hell. I mean, the lineup I'm not super crazy about, but I mean it's still a little festival to go to, something to do in Des Moines.
It'll be super fun. It'll be one of the best weekends of the summer, I bet.
Tracks of the week, bitches.
Track Xchange, this is bi-weekly. We each bring a track. Running tracks fast.
Run them tracks fast.
Running tracks fast. Run. Okay. So let's start with you, Dan.
Alright, what's up? So, as of a week ago, Team Supreme put out a new mix, or a new episode, I should say.
Who are they?
And I'll get to that. But basically, they were on like a month hiatus just because all the artists that they kind of work with were just so busy. It used to be every week, and that was the shit because you get so much new music every week. But who are they? They're a collective based out of LA. They got a lot of heavy hitters in their lineup, mainly Jemba, Great Dane, King Henry, Penthouse, Preston James, and Mr. Carmack, Avi. But they got like 20 people who.
Does Mr.
run
Carmack run that shit?
No, I want to say Jemba or Kenny Siegel runs it. I'm not really sure. Preston James maybe. But at any rate, they every week it used to be they would make a rule. Let's say because they're all producers, they'll make a rule where we'll all make a track that's like 135 BPM, and someone will provide stems or a rule from a track, and they'll all come together with a time limit. It'll be like a week. And then they'll all come together, make a track, and then they put together bits of it into a mix. So it started out a couple years ago, and how they started was they only gave themselves like an hour limit. And then it just kind of blew up from there, and then it went to a week, and now I guess it's about once every month, just because all these people are so busy with their traveling schedules,
stuff,
all that shit. So yeah, episode 128 just came out. It's a hard-hitting episode, really good. It was the stems were provided by Great Dane, who's a heavy hitter on Team Supreme, and his album just came out. I want to say it's called Cosmopolis. I think that was just the name on the that was just the track name. I guess it's self-titled. It's called Great Dane, and it came out March 10th. So I think the stems that were supplied for the episode though were off this Cosmopolis something episode or track. But anywho, so we provided the stems. Alright, so rules for this episode. BPM was 80 and original track was actually Dane, spelled DVN3.
Okay.
And you got about like 20 artists on this. It's pretty stacked. Carmack, Lindsay Lohan, King Henry, Penthouse, Miscellaneous Friends. Great Dane actually hopped on this too to like remix his own shit. And
damn, I wish I would have seen that list when I would listen to it.
Good night, Cody. So yeah, basically when you go on, I love this because you can find super unheard bedroom producers who pump out heat. If you just go on the info for each episode, it'll give you the timestamp and the artist for that time period.
I wish I would have done that.
So a lot of the people on Team Supreme are on these, but then a lot of other producers, just bedroom producers, submit their shit too. So that's how I find a lot of my music, because it's always quality.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So when I listened to it, the first thing I thought was like I either need listen to headphones, like super good headphones, or get a really, really good, nice pair of speakers, because there's some like heavy bass in some of these tracks.
They actually make real good working out track. Like every episode I used to work out to.
22 minutes I think was this one.
And a couple of my favorites that I exercise to. Actually, my favorite by far, best episode I want to say is episode 127.
Oh, so the one that just came out.
Yeah, episode 127. They got stems from AWE, capital AWE. Just craziest mix I've heard probably in the past 6 months here. Just intense.
I'll have to check it out for sure.
Another good one is episode 45.
I like their like transitions, super smooth transitions.
Hell yeah. And it's easy too because it's all the same BPM using the same stems.
Okay. So like for people out there that aren't music producers, explain what that kind of means.
Okay, BPM obviously is how fast the track is, how many beats per minute, and then stems are sections of the track. Like let's say you're making a track, there's gonna be like the synths, there's gonna be the vocals, all that.
There's gonna be like the cymbals.
Yeah, well, percussion at least.
Okay,
so that'll all get broken down into stems. So you got like the isolated vocals, isolated synths, isolated low end, all that shit. So yeah, when these producers get these stems, they can really just do whatever they want with them and warp them, do crazy shit, process them.
It's pretty much like they're given a few pieces of clay and they can just like do whatever, build whatever. Yeah. It's like Legos.
And it has the same fluidity to it because you're using the same stems.
They're all using Legos, not Duplos, Legos, like whatever you can find in the sandbox. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I didn't understand what that fully meant when you like were texting us about that.
So stems. So yeah, like acapellas are like would be like a stem. Like a track with vocals, there's gonna be acapella on it. That would be a stem from the track.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, what do you think about it, Nick?
I liked it. I mean, when I listened to it the first time, I didn't like fully grasp it all. I listened to it like 3 or 4 or 5 times. Like just chilling with the girl, I listened to it a couple times. Like in my car, I listened to it a few times. I listened to it at the gym, and like it makes sense now that you explain it more. Like how it's individual people. So like
every minute it's like changing.
Yeah. So as it transitioned into somebody else, or like it sounded different, that was a new person. Is that what I'm grasping?
Yeah, basically. But see, it all kind of flows together because it's using the same.
It sounded
same
good.
Yeah. So like I really like. Options are limitless.
That's cool.
When it comes to production.
Now that I understand that more, I'm gonna go back to 127. Like look at the
127 is where it's at. That was my workout thing for like a month, maybe 2, and it takes me a lot to stay like working out. Music wise, I need something just high energy like that.
Yeah, dude.
And it just kills it, start to end.
Alright,
and then also, obviously, all their stuff is free download. So whenever you find an episode, just download that shit. But then, yeah, if you scroll down and you really like a 1-minute snippet through an artist, just scroll down to see what timestamp they are. Click on the artist, and a lot of the bedroom producers will give you the full length of the version you heard on the episode.
So they usually remix a full song with these stems, and then they only take a clip.
Yeah, then they take a clip out into the mix. So
cool.
Nice.
So each there's a full song for probably all of these, at least a minute or 2.
Yeah.
And a lot of the unknown artists will put it up just the full track on their own SoundCloud for free download. So get on that shit.
All right, I think we're gonna get into Sean and I's tracks now. We're gonna kind of put these together because they have to do with each other this evening or next weekend, right?
Yeah, this Saturday the 11th at Vaudeville. We're both seeing Jeff the Brotherhood, and then Bully's opening up for them. They're both from Nashville, Tennessee. It's just gonna be really awesome. They're both really talented bands. So Nick, your track that you wanted us to listen to this week, was it like Black Cherry Pie?
Black Cherry Pie by Jeff the Brotherhood, yes.
For sure.
It's off their album that just came out called Wasted on the Dream. It just dropped March 24th.
Yes.
What'd you guys think? Did you
I thought it was badass. I was like, okay, this is cool. And then all of a sudden the flute comes in. I'm like, what the hell? And then I read lower, like on YouTube, because I watched it on YouTube, or listened to it on YouTube, I should say. I read a little bit lower, like in the comments. They're like, yeah, dude from Jethro Tull was playing the flute. And I was like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, no, they're real good, real talented in what they do. kind of got that rock and rolly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like-
like a psychedelic, like stoner rock.
Yeah.
But in a good way, they do it well.
You were saying like the producers from Team Supreme are like bedroom producers, like they work out of their bedroom. This is like a band
a lot
that
of them.
sounds like they work out of their garage. Like they're just playing, they're like garage rock, hardcore.
Yeah, like if you're just like drinking, just driving around
Yeah,
in
dude.
the summertime, just cruising or whatever.
I thought it was badass. I like the flute. I mean, that was just something
That
totally
was a
unexpected.
surprising. Yeah, I didn't expect.
The
that when I
lyrics are
heard it.
pretty solid too. I mean, I wrote down,
Yeah.
there's another piece of glass in my teeth. Feel like everybody is laughing at me. I really like that.
One like snippet I got from that is I feel like this sounds similar to something I heard from like
I know!
from Rock Band or like Garage or Guitar Hero or I don't know
Throwback.
something.
I was
but
I was in Guitar Hero balls deep when I
hell
was in
yeah,
high school. or middle
I only
school.
got the hard, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like either a track that I heard from there. Like I think it's just the Black Cherry Pie that like some reason like went back into my brain. I found something that sounds similar.
The show this weekend is going to be so much fun.
$15, get on that.
Vaudeville Muse, Des Moines, Iowa. I think it's
Excited.
doors at 8, starts at 9 p.m.
Probably goes till 1 or 2.
Yeah, something really interesting about them, because like as soon as I heard this track, I was like, I'm gonna check them out on Wikipedia or whatever, and I found out, yeah, they're from Nashville. They formed in 2001, but I was like, what the heck? That's weird, but it makes sense because they're brothers. So
Yeah.
like, they formed in their bedroom
Yeah.
on their
They
their
formed in the
bunk
mother's
beds.
room in 2000.
Yeah.
And now,
I don't know
they're a
how
band.
old they are. Their pictures like deceiving. They look like
Yeah.
either mid 30s or mid 20s. It's weird.
I would probably say around like late 20s, early 30s.
That's what I would say.
Probably formed when they're like 13 or some shit.
Super bummer is that they were dropped earlier or late last year, early this year from their major label.
Ah.
They had a major label deal with Warner Brothers, and they
Damn.
were dropped. And they announced this in February. 3 or 4 weeks later, they announced that they're coming out with this new album. What's it called? Wasted on the Dream.
Wasted on the Dream, yeah.
Yeah, they announced they're coming out with this new album at the beginning of March.
Isn't that track we're talking about off the new album,
Yes,
actually?
yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just thought that was a super big bummer because these guys probably could have exploded if they got some different kind of marketing or something for their
Yeah.
previous work, because they've got that sound that's super
I feel
catchy. Could be on indie like radio stations across the country.
I feel like they're really big though in the scene that they're surrounded by, because like
Yeah.
I said last week, they played Coachella, just like an opening slot 2 years ago, 1 year ago,
Sure.
something like that.
It's just
so I mean,
weird.
obviously if you play a festival like that,
Yeah.
you're killing it in whatever scene you're in.
Yeah, I mean it's just
I
weird
agree.
that they got dropped from that major label.
Yeah, that I hadn't even heard that, so that's crazy. I wonder if they like put this out themselves or this was
So this
out
was put out
before.
with Infinity Cat Records, which I know
Okay.
nothing about. Like I didn't want to go down that Wikipedia hole, the
Yeah.
black hole or
Didn't
whatever.
want to get stuck in it. But what I was going to say back to like them playing festivals, Spin Magazine had them on their like list of must see acts at South by Southwest back in 2011. So I
Okay.
thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about that.
Right.
They're a band that I wouldn't really bump all the time, but I would go see live just because it's a good time. You know those artists. Speaking of Andrew WK,
Okay.
we'll get to that.
Good
We'll get to
segue
that.
there.
We'll get to that. But yeah, he's Jeff the Brotherhood. There's a time and place for when I would listen to them. It'd definitely be summertime. But I feel like they're definitely an artist that I would always go see if they're playing where I'm at.
Hell yeah.
That should be a topic that we have on a future podcast is release date, because that is so important.
Yeah.
So important. Like Death Cab for Cutie releases their new album here in the spring, and I don't even want to listen to it, but I did after you spoke highly of it last week. I did listen to the whole thing,
Yeah.
and I do like it. It's solid. But what I want to say is like, why don't you just release this in the winter? This is snow music. Snow's falling. I'm sad.
All about the seasons.
I don't have any vitamin D coming from the sun. You know, I don't want to listen to.
Totally agree.
So them releasing a record like in the middle of spring is super cool. Why would these guys drop
Can't
for a
get-
major label? I don't get it.
There's probably some internal
Right.
arguments going
Yeah.
on.
So
For
some
sure.
shit went down that nobody knows about.
Yeah. Stealth mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hide from my mind. I am trying all the time. I am trying to hide from my mind. I am trying. Why am I?
Anyway, Sean, what about your track?
Yeah, so we're seeing Jeff the Brotherhood on Saturday, but we're also seeing Bully, and I can't shut up about this band because they're so badass.
Don't they only have one song out? What's that song?
They have I Remember, which came out, I heard it through thefader.com, and that song is unreal. It's only like a couple minutes though, not like that dirty punk rock. It's really clean. It's produced really well. So yeah, that's I Remember. That's one of my favorite tracks of the year so far. But they just came out with a new one, Trying. They announced their new album, which comes out on June 23rd. It's called Feels Like, which is fitting.
Got all the
feelies, all the feels whenever I hear their tracks. Trying was the lead single on that. Opening Guitar, I'm not really fond of. Hopefully, the track before it leads into it well, this Trying track. I wish the song just burst. It started with the vocals. Just right away, as soon as I forget her name, as soon as she starts singing, that song just needs to be, start there. I wish it was the beginning guitar was cut out, but I really like the lyrics. It's cool because she talks about her period in the first verse. Praying for my period all week. I think it's really good. I'm really happy about it. Oh, yeah. I pre-ordered the album instantly and downloaded the song. The album cover is also kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's...
What did you guys
check it out.
Did you guys listen to the album? Or I mean the track?
The track, yeah. But the album's not out, so...
Yeah.
I liked it. I'm interested to hear other material when they play this not out yet.
On this... Yeah, I don't even know how to describe the album cover. It's weird.
Kind of looks like lava.
Yeah, it's like a glob of blue and red lava with fire in the sky.
That's a pretty cool album cover.
Yeah, I like it.
It's like a blurred out photo of the sky, and then there's some blobs in the middle.
Yeah.
Some gooey Nickelodeon ooze.
Another track I saw that's on this album that's going to be out, like I said, June 23rd is Milkman, which is one of their biggest tracks.
Hell yeah.
It's probably their biggest song right now. And yeah, I'm just excited. I want to see how they sound on Saturday. I mean, we all know in Des Moines, vaudeville music is not the place to go if you want to hear very crisp live music.
But if you want to jam out, have some drinks.
Yeah,
that's the fucking
for sure. I hope we have good weather so we can go on the patio.
Oh my god, it's supposed to be
PBR
70.
Saturday
70 and sunny.
Saturday, April 11th is going to go down in history of this year as one of the best weekends. Dude, I know it.
I will say that it will be.
It's going to be a good ass night. For show.
So, what do you think about the track, Nick?
I enjoyed it. I was trying to kind of pick apart the lyrics to get a feel for what it's about. I thought the period thing was hilarious.
Yeah.
Trying to hide from my mind.
Yeah.
I can't keep it together. It's just kind of anxiety, thinking too hard about
the
life.
Feels, man. This band just makes me feel feels. Our fuck you for the week is probably Snapchat's update. You get tiers of emojis for people that are you're snapping with and stuff. It's weird.
Yeah, I like stealth mode shit because back in the day when nobody could see who you snap, I could just do my thing. But now I gotta be careful about that shit.
Rihanna will help you figure it out.
Okay, that's the fucking picture that I saw too.
Send that picture to me.
Okay, yeah, so there's 6 different emojis now that can be next to your Snapchat users' names, and you can find out if you're someone's best friend or if they're best friends with someone you know, or weird shit like that, but it's all in emojis and it's a fucking puzzle when you look at it. At least for me. I know a couple people who figured it out instantly, but for me, I was just looking at it the fuck.
Are you on Snapchat?
Yeah.
I need to add you.
Oh gosh, don't say it online on the podcast. Dan Brown's gonna be like, I'm stealth mode. He'll bleep that out though. He'll be like, I'm editing this episode. So
my Snapchat is Shawnee J.
Sean S. Johnson for all the homies out there. If you want to add me on Snapchat, I don't use this crap for anything. I only use it to stay in communication with certain people. But Snapchat's only fun when I'm out with friends and partying.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not out with friends and partying, I get Snapchats that make me sad face. So
see, I use Snapchat as my way of communication. I used to be a texter all the time, and I just don't text anymore. I'll get I feel like it's so time consuming, and there's a visual aspect of it. Whereas I can send a snap to somebody, and it's visual, and it's usually I try to make it funny or cool or whatever. Yeah. And you can see if someone's ignoring you because they see that you open it.
Right. Yeah,
so
exactly.
I love that shit. That's what I love because I can see when someone's just straight ignoring me, and I'm alright, you're a fuckboy, whatever. Whereas if it's a text, they'll be like, oh man, my phone was off. So Snapchat, keeping it real. 2015.
I'm always in public, so I always get these video Snapchats from my loud friends Ben. I'm not gonna say his last name, but his name is Ben. He's very loud. Anybody in our friend group knows who he is. He sends these funny Snapchats, but they're so loud. And I'm just I'm in school, dude. ISU. I can't look at this Snapchat. Or I'm at work I can't look at the Snapchat, so it's just I like these picture Snapchats. That's the only way to roll. Okay.
Yeah, I love Snapchat too. Stealth mode all the way.
And there's Snapchat.
Yeah, Snapchat's so suiting for you.
Right? I'm like stealth
And you
mode
can
all the
like
time.
text.
And just
You can text.
and you
from
can
there,
send
too.
messages. Oh yeah, I do messages
So,
on that shit all the time because
That's
it erases
super stuff.
instantly.
Like that's gone away. You can't see that shit.
So
Right.
we started off this like 5-minute tangent. Like I started trashing Snapchat, and then we all just came back like full circle or 180 degrees, I guess, about how we like actually like Snapchat.
Oh, I've always fucked with Snapchat.
Snapchat
As soon as I found out it was a thing, I was like, I gotta get in on this.
It's fun to party.
I feel
on.
like it's also a cool way with their stories. They're killing it with all
Yes,
their features.
I think that's
because
true.
I
I
don't
dig it.
send snaps
dig
to
it.
a lot of people unless I'm talking to them. Whereas I do like to let my friends, because I'm super, I would say, exclusive about who I add, just like my close, tight-knit friends and then
Right.
some acquaintances. So if they just want to see what I'm doing in my life without asking, just check my story and you can see probably 2 or 3 snaps from the day.
Yep.
Like, oh, whatever, he's doing that, he's doing that.
For real. I got it. What was I gonna say? Motherfucker. I totally forgot.
I'll let you think, because I'm going to say right now, Snapchat's best thing is that you can't go back to my old Snapchats and see how stupid, drunk, or dumb I was. Like you can for like some of my Instagram or dumb tweets I don't forget to delete or whatever. Or like Facebook posts or people like... Or like
Drunk Twitter
drunk-
was a slippery slope for me back when I had one.
Yeah.
Just, oh, this shit's so funny. LOL.
Do
I'm
you guys
gonna
ever
post
get
it.
anybody that like takes a snap of your Snapchat and like saves that picture?
My sister does that all the time.
It's so weird. Like,
I think it's... Speaking of, I was just... when I was trying to see how these emojis work for the new update, I found a way that you can like record Snapchats and shit without actually
There's
having
apps.
the other person see. You just have it's on your Mac. You got to be running iOS 8 and Yosemite, and you
some
basically
psycho
plug it
shit.
into like no straight up. I'm never gonna use it, but it was a fun thing to know. And you just plug your phone into QuickTime and set the screen to your phone, and then record on QuickTime and just hold the snap down. Records a video of your snaps. High def on your computer.
Weird.
So when bitches sending those nudes, you can just be like, hey, what up?
That reminded me of
What
what
up,
I was
girl?
gonna say. Let's just all be in a consensus that when we first heard that Snapchat was a thing, everybody instantly thinks dick pics.
Instantly. Thinks
Like,
about all the
alright,
dick
I don't know
pics.
what you get, but I'm getting titty pics. Not really, but...
Thinks about the dick pics I'm not gonna send is what I was thinking, because I'm not
Everybody's
doing that.
like,
Oh, I've
shit.
never sent a dick pic. Fuck that.
And everybody's just like,
Wait, Nick.
instantly for porn and etc.
Nick,
Like,
I need to know. Are you sending dick pics to your fiance?
it's in my story, bitch. No,
Oh, that's so funny. So have you? I mean,
yes.
answer it. Quit evading.
no, I haven't.
I've sent like I'm standing in front of the mirror nude, and my dick's just sitting there, not looking anything extravagant, and I
When
just
does it look extravagant?
oh
No, you just gotta put a poop emoji over it, and you're good.
But
No,
it's
I gotta put like 3 poop emojis over mine to cover it up.
Hey, no, you can expand them now. You can expand them now.
Yeah, I don't even
Another
know how
great
to
thing
do
about
that.
Snapchat is you can do all that shit. They're killing it though.
Yeah, dude, it's
I never
like-
thought Snapchat would be up there with a must-have app such
I
as
know.
Twitter, Facebook, but it's a gotta-have app.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Hands down, everybody's got it.
so with Snapchat, didn't they get offers a huge chunk of money, like
God.
$3 billion, I want to say, from Facebook or somebody,
It wouldn't surprise me.
and they turned it down.
I would.
It was $3 billion.
They're
yeah.
only going up.
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
dude.
really are.
I like
Every
the
update.
Discover thing, kind of.
Yeah,
That's
kind of
cool
legit.
too.
So
but
like
I
in the
never use
stories,
it.
one of my favorite things, not the actual company, like they're paying for like ad space essentially. So I'm not like gonna just look at like ads. That's all those company like story things are, like Discover thing. What I like is the New York, like the New York's my favorite one to look at because it's just people in New York City snapping.
Right.
I think like I don't know how it works. Like they just coordinate all the New York people.
Okay, yeah, and they're killing it with events too because when there's big events,
Yes!
okay, how it works is if you're ever at a big event that I want to say sponsor, but they aren't sponsoring it, they just are endorsing it or whatever through Snapchat, they have a set Snap name that you can send it to,
Okay.
and it goes through someone or a group of people, and they either approve it or they don't, and if they approve it, then it goes onto that
story.
storyline
Yeah.
that you can just check, and then like 1 million people have seen you or whatever.
Sick.
Yeah, so like at music festivals, like at the end of the year, beginning of end of 2014, beginning of 2015, like there was tons of music festivals that just kept flooding on here. Like
Yeah, they just had
Ultra,
Final Four, they just had Ultra Music Festival, and then they'll have weird shit too from like bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah, EDC was on last year.
Yeah,
It was right
EDC was
before
sick.
EF, so like I was looking at festival stuff going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's just
They're
cool.
killing it.
It's just cool to like look at New York City stuff. All right, so thanks for joining us on episode 0.4 of the EZPZ podcast. You can send us your letters at theEZPZpodcast@gmail.com. We have Twitter and Instagram accounts at theEZPZ. I'm Sean S. Johnson at Sean S. Johnson. Nick, what about you?
At Bazooka X Nick on Instagram, and find me on Facebook if you want. That's all I
Cool,
got.
and you, Dan?
Just find me in the real world.
Find you in the real world. Stealth mode, Dan!
But
All right, we out of
Peace.
here.
alright.
Dude, that was rocking.